I would start my talk, which is about the smart cities mission and how this mission have helped to transform our Indian cities uh, through various initiatives and projects. And yeah. Okay, so yes, so as my previous speaker have already mentioned that what smart cities actually means. It's beyond the technology-driven cities and make it more inclusive and integrated place for people who use the place. So, if we see the urban trajectory of Indian cities, we can see that Indian cities are on the forefront of urban development. And it is also predicted that, near 20, 30 years, more people will be, immigrating from village sites to the city side. And there also a transboundary development which is happening all across the country. And this is one classic example of how the city core and the peripheral developments are happening with an example of Hyderabad, how complex the city structures is been shown in the map. Now, when the city cores are developing, automatically the development is, spatially getting driven to the peripheral areas and the boundary of the cities. And that's how a city like Kolkata's are developing. Like city center is already so dense that, the development pressure is suddenly started expanding beyond the city boundary. And when this kind of developments happens, so there are the states of Indian cities, when they face these kind of things, alongside they face the supply of adequate infrastructure services, the housing shortage, deterioration of the environmental ecosystems, then provision of the social infrastructure within the cities and across, traffic congestions and other associated issues. Now, another thing, these all components are actually, making our cities more vulnerable for the future developments. And another thing that is coming into the picture is the climate vulnerability. So Indian cities is actually on the forefront of various types of climate vulnerability. Now, if you see this graph, you can see like many of the cities are lines at the extreme or the high conditions of the climate sustainability, climate vulnerability. So why this kind of vulnerability is happening? Now, if we compare the urban, try to correlate the urban expansion and the climate vulnerability, we can see like, how much of a concretizations are happening, the water percolations and the green space, it is getting, we are missing so much of green spaces across the city. So that's why what is happening is like you are facing repeated flood issues. You have the increase of heat waves. So all these things happening because we are unable to catch these climate vulnerabilities along with the urban expansion. And when the cities are expanding, these kind of examples come to the picture when a large marshland is getting converted into an IT corridor. Eventually, it will be affecting the city ecosystem in the long term. So, how the smart cities have tried to address this kind of ad hoc development or rapid urbanization system? So that, well, let's see how they have done it. So smart cities, it is one of the very important mission that government of India has taken up, where there are three models of developments have been undertaken: redevelopment, retrofitting, and the greenfield development. So how these have been happened? So through the installation of the floating power plant, then giving so much of affordable housing for the slum dwellers, then through the ICCC initiatives. So you are having a constant monitoring what is happening all across the city, and also how the public place can become more vibrant for the people, those who are using these places. Now, if we see the success of the smart cities mission, so from the small towns to the large million towns, everybody have participated on it, and a large scale of massive success that we have seen in the smart cities initiatives. like Rajkot, Bhopal, Ranchi, these kind of cities, these five greenfield cities have, these cities have been selected for greenfield development. And also, the smart towns have been used for regular monitoring through the ICCC initiatives, where you can see the city governance under the large monitoring capacity. You are understanding how the cities are functioning, what are the issues that my citizens are facing, and how we can address very efficiently to address those cities for making our citizens' life more easy. And another important factors that Smart Cities initiative has been taken is the area-based development. So this is one of the examples that have been studied was the Ujjain, taken under Ujjain Smart City. So this is it's a temple area, heritage precincts, and how not only focusing on the heritage building or the particular structure, however, we are developing the entire area, connecting with all the points like uh, your conservation of the heritage buildings. Then if we can use the TDR type of initiatives and giving the basic infrastructure services that they need. Also how we can initiate that green mobility planning. So all these things. So basically the smart cities is actually a integrated monitoring driven initiatives that has been undertaken. And also the we are taking community as one of the major factors into the process. So whatever the citizens need, understanding their perspective and then delivering the solutions or the proposals accordingly. So this is how the projects have been taken, like how a public places can be used for different types of purposes, for improving the health of the city, making the place for more vibrant and easy for a pedestrian to walk across. And also not for the for every universal accessibility has been undertaken, considered into the system, bicycle tracks and public sittings areas. And also like dead spaces like under the bridge, how these spaces, the dead spaces can be improve the livability and vibrancy of the cities. That has been was one of the major focus when this smart cities initiative has been considered, because these kind of visible projects or the initiatives have actually transformed the city landscape. If you see, this is from the Goa Smart, under the Goa Smart City. So they have created an entire, mangrove boardwalk for the publics. So how to make people centric and engage the people within it and create more vibrant places for the people, actually transforming and dates place to a very vibrant place for the people, considering the health and educations and the regular monitoring surveillance. And also the climate, understanding the climatic issues. So these kind of smart technologies have been used to understand the how far the when and how the climate is going to affect, or the cyclone is coming, when it is getting making the landfall, and how the cities can be prepared based on the understanding of the observations of it. So the smart is actually how cities are becoming smart for the people, make it more easy. This is just I'll take you through one of the initiatives that I have worked on. That is in waterfront development. It is a massive public place development which is taken under the Mangalore Smart Cities Limited. So this is an entire corridor, riverfront corridor, which has been developed under the Smart Cities mission. And how the bottom up approach has been considered, people centric approach has been considered to understand the area based and the city level understanding. So in these projects it has been done very closely with the local stakeholders and the politicians and the local people, understanding the ecosystem of the cities, how many percentage are falling into the CRZ category and taking the development. You make the development parameters, the design parameters accordingly. And these are the citizens engagement and people participations we have undertaken under the process, and how the developments happen as a bottom up approach from the pilot area to the area based development concept, and ultimately how it is connecting at the very city level. These are different layer that was created and developed, zonations and zone wise dividing it, understanding the culture of that particular place, and then developing the concept accordingly. Yeah, so what I want to say is like smart is not just a smart things. It's like it's not about sensor or technology. It's about integration and inclusions. So how we can, in an integrated manner or inclusion manner, people putting people at the center, reimagining the future India. So that is all about the basically the smart city mission, and that's how the transformations are happening. And I hope that this kind of initiatives and this kind of transformation should happen, which is people centric, and regular daily life is being integrated within the system.